It's a LaMelo Ball edition. It was his 21st birthday earlier this week, so we decided to give you our favorite LaMelo facts and memories all today on Locked On Hornets.
Locked On Hornets, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
In a minute, cuz we live.
Happy birthday, Melo. Yeah. 21st birthday earlier this week. The star of the Charlotte Hornets, the savior who hopefully will take us to the promised land. Hopefully he sticks around, and hopefully he's able to have some help around him as Doug continues to want them to do something. But he is special.
Anything. That'd be a great birthday present, by the way, to LaMelo
That
Ball.
would be
Mitch
it.
Kupchak, great birthday present. Maybe a center. Maybe trade for Vucevic. Maybe trade for anybody. I don't really care at this point. That'd be a great birthday present. I remember my 21st birthday party. We're still waiting on walkers, I think.
Yeah, one day, man. I can't wait till I'm as old as LaMelo and I'm able to celebrate and drink beer legally. That will be a whole lot of fun. So when we do that, we can go over the 21 great facts about my life and my career. But instead today, we'll do that for LaMelo. In honor of his 21st birthday, August 22nd is when he celebrated that. We're going to release this episode, obviously, a couple of days from then. We're going to celebrate by going over 21 of our favorite facts / moments and achievements from LaMelo. We're going to go back and forth. Doug kind of went with classic, funny stuff, some of the facts about him. I gave you more of the moments, gave you more of what he's accomplished on the basketball court, some of the quotes that I love. So
you're prejudging our research already. We'll let the fans decide what's more important.
Oh, no, I didn't say what's more important, did I? Did I say important? I
feel like you were saying you were dealing with like the stuff on the court and the important stuff, and you're saying, Doug's got these funny stuff. Look, I'm more than a clown, is what I'm saying. Like these facts are heavily researched from legitimate websites like Sportskeeda. I've got something from Pinoy Box Break. I've got something from a website called allstarsrewards.com. We're talking about heavily researched, legitimate journalistic stuff that I have, and I won't have you besmirching it.
Okay, that's great. Why don't you lead us off then? Because it's so important. We need to get to yours first and foremost. You hit us with the number one of your favorite LaMelo Ball facts and memories.
All right, this one actually comes from Fangirl Sports Network, and it says, take him to the candy shop. One of the things LaMelo Ball cannot live without is his candy. He loves candy. In fact, he has a huge sweet tooth. Skittles, Kit Kats, Reese's, and Jolly Ranchers are among some of his favorite treats.
It's a good collection. Kit Kats, I just had this conversation this weekend. Underrated. Kit Kats are fantastic, but I don't find myself buying them a lot. Reese's is everybody's most favorite chocolate bar. I'm a huge Twix guy. Jolly Ranchers
Reese's
are great.
is a chocolate bar?
Twix?
Oh, I think you said Reese's is a chocolate.
Well, Reese's kind of serves as that, right?
It's a chocolate candy. It's not a chocolate bar. It's a chocolate candy.
It's
a
fair.
peanut butter. It's a peanut butter candy.
It's chocolate too. Chocolate and peanut butter and chocolate. Can't have it without the chocolate. Reese's is good. I like Jolly Ranchers too. All of those are great. I think that's a great taste in LaMelo's candy. Do you have favorites there?
Oh, favorite candy. All of it. Gummy worms is rocketing up my list. I love a good gummy worm.
Are you a trolley guy with the
consumed
powdered sugar on it? With the powdered sugar or no powdered sugar?
No. I like just a straight gummy worm. The powdered, the sours. I'm not really sour worms. No, I'm not trying to do that.
Those are my favorite.
No, I like just the straight gummy worms. Black Forest. That's the brand.
Those are so good, though. I think he'll probably be celebrating with some of those gummy worms and certainly some Skittles and Reese's. I'm going to go with my favorite fact about LaMelo. I want to go back to an article in Slam that was written this past season, and I want to go to his quote when he said, I ain't going to lie, every game I feel like I can do more than what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I just feel like we're a big away. One that can clog up the whole paint, rebound, put that bleep in my hands, and let me rock. That's how I be feeling. Man, there's so many things encompassed within that one quote of LaMelo feeling like he can do more, okay? Mm-hmm. Just flat out saying, hey, we need a center, duh. and then just let me rock once I have the basketball in my hands. I feel like that embodies everything that is the Charlotte Hornets and everything that is LaMelo Ball. That's why I have it as my favorite.
Well, to get serious on you for a second, I mean, I think LaMelo Ball has really, over these past 2 seasons, comported himself really well. Like, there were some whisperings, some rumors that maybe he had some conflicts, in high school with coaches and then overseas with coaches about playing time. And so, just going into the draft, there was just that little bit of concern about like how well he would, work with a team, especially coming into the league as a high draft pick and being part of the Ball family. But I think he's really been very mature for a player of his age and stature and somebody that's been on camera for a long time. And we just in that second season started to get those little whispers of discontent.
He's growing up.
And I can't say it was like the number one factor. It wasn't the number one factor as to why James Borrego is no longer head coach. But I also can't say that it was zero factor.
Yeah, might have been. And if LaMelo truly wanted James Borrego in place hardcore, maybe that would have had a factor in it. I know that Mitch Kupchak said he's not getting advice from anybody, but if LaMelo wanted James Borrego, you would think that would be priority on their list or high.
Yeah,
priority.
but he hasn't really thrown his weight around yet.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, as the numbers continue to climb and the accolades continue to climb, that's going to come.
Yeah, and just as he becomes a veteran in this league. All right, what's number 3 and number 2 on your list, Doug?
Well, you bleeped out a word in your previous one, so I'll go. I'll bleep out a few more words in this next LaMelo Ball fact. This is courtesy of Complex. LaMelo Ball once made the WWE issue an apology. How about that, Walker?
I don't remember this. Did you remember this?
I didn't know. This is I dug this one out of the old research hole. Made the World Wrestling Entertainment Company issue an apology. So this happened in 2017 during an appearance on Raw with his father during the height of LeVar Mania, when LeVar Ball was going on and being a wrestling character. And while he was in the background with the rest of his brothers, he told his father to beat that bleeps bleep. And the WWE had to issue an apology for inappropriate language.
That I didn't know that happened. I remember LeVar Ball being a part of that now, but I did not remember LaMelo cursing. I love that. That's a good one. That's my favorite so far out of the 3 that we've talked about. Let's get to a couple. I guess you shouldn't
have judged a book by its cover.
It's so important. I can't believe I downplayed everything that you researched, because that's the best fact so far. The other one I'll go with, embracing stardom, talking about that, going to WWE, as well as him having that quote, just put it in my hands and let me rock. Here he's another instance of him embracing that stardom. How about how visible he is in his neon Lamborghini driving around town? That was revealed in a GQ article written by Tyler Tynes, actually a year ago, dropped August 17th last year, coming into his sophomore campaign. So I just love that. It's the fact that, we do recognize wherever LaMelo is, if he's driving and he's in that car, he's embracing it. He's taking it all on. And I don't know if we've had that in Charlotte outside of Cam, and then even specifically just the Charlotte Hornets, and certainly a long time, where he's like, I'm here. I'm a huge national star. Got so many followers on the social media, and I'm all driving around here in the Queen City. I just like that we have that type of player, and he embraces it so much.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he has such a unique style, and it's definitely, he's like, he views himself as one of one on the court. Like there's nobody else like him. When he's asked, like, who do you compare your game to? He's always like, LaMelo Ball. That's who I compare my game to. I don't have any weaknesses. I am what I am. I am one of one. And his style certainly matches that. He hasn't been somebody that's really like interacted with the media with a lot of personality, except for Ashley Shahamady. And I know you've got something on that coming up, so I won't spoil it. When he's in these press conferences, he's not like totally, trying to yuck it up with the media. Like he's not like a Shaq kind of character yet. Could develop into that, but his style is certainly unique. And I've got the picture of him in the neon jacket on the YouTube channel here.
Well, thank you. Yes, that is my 3rd moment on my list. Speaking of neon, how about this ensemble after game 1 against the Indiana Pacers? Yeah, there's my tweet. LaMelo is here. LaMelo is very here. Love the sunglasses in the press room. Yeah, because the shirt's so bright, the coat's so bright, and plus he has that chain hanging around him. It's phenomenal, man. Like that chain is such a, and this is, after game 1, coming out hot for the season. That was his outfit. It was so good. Yeah.
And then you also replied to your tweet. I don't know if you remember this, but you said Gordon is also here, not as here, but here, and Gordon Hayward wearing a white T-shirt.
Yes, it's very different. Gordon Hayward, very
Can
different.
Can you see the difference?
It's so good. Okay. All right, let's get to one more here. Let's go through 5 of them, and then we'll move on. So there's 4. I've given you 3. Why don't you give us your third one, Doug?
Yeah, my third one is going to be from Sportskeeda, highly reputable website.
Extremely reputable.
If this is wrong, you blame Sportskeeda. You send an email to Sportskeeda. They said that his middle name is LaFrance. Mm-hmm. He is LaMelo LaFrance Ball. I think the Hornets should take advantage of this and create a La name generator. I want to be La Swig.
Well, now, I mean, we know that the Hornets... You did that already. Stupid.
Just call me La Swig.
Yeah. Douglas Swig. I want to do that.
Douglas Swig Branson.
Maybe if you have another kid, La Swig can be your next kid's middle name.
It's not. I'll have to run it by producer Katie. Try to really make that happen. But yeah, we'll see.
All right, I think she would go for that. Producer Katie, if you're listening, please just indulge us, please, with your child's middle name being LaFrance or La Swig, even. All right, coming up next on the Locked On Hornets podcast.
On the Hornets just yet.
We continue to go down the list of our favorite moments, our favorite facts about LaMelo Ball in honor of his 21st birthday. You're hanging out with some friends, putting back a few drinks. A few becomes a few too many. As the evening comes to an end and people start to head out, you think of calling for a ride, but now you live nearby. You can make it home okay. It's really not that big of a deal, but it can happen so easily when you're out with your friends or coworkers. You decide to go ahead and drive home. What are the odds you'll get pulled over? Even so, what's the worst that could happen? You lose your license, you lose your job, then you total your car, or you could even kill someone. It only takes one mistake to change your life for someone else's forever. So play it safe and plan ahead. Get a ride, drive sober, or get pulled over. More LaMelo Ball facts and moments coming up next. Locked On Hornets.
You are listening to the Locked On Hornets podcast.
Thoughts on the news about Cody Zeller's injury?
That's a tough one, man. I mean, what the doing, dude?
He's just injured, man. It's okay.
It's
Look,
just, he's
injuries
just having to deal
happen.
with an injury.
He didn't want to get injured, okay, David? But
sorry, guys. I just had someone jump out in front of my vehicle. That was understanding.
Only on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
It's crazy how hot of a start LaMelo came out in his second year in the league. So here we are talking about the articles that were being written about him. There were a ton. There was the GQ article written by Tyler Tynes. He's driving around in his yellow Lamborghini, right? Everybody knows where LaMelo is at all times. And then he has game 1 against the Indiana Pacers, where in the first half, they're down 20. It looks like an awful start to the season. Charlotte's going to lose. They have no defense. LaMelo wasn't even scoring all that much in the first half, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think he was bad, but then really turned it on in the second half. Scored 31 points, hit 7 of the 9 threes he took in that comeback victory over Indiana to start the season off 1-0. Also posted 9 rebounds and 7 assists. And so he had an awesome ensemble after the game, but that matched how great his performance was to lead off a 1-0 start for the Charlotte Hornets. So I have that on the list of my 21 favorite moments and facts about LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, and it's always, I bring this up, I brought this up multiple times on the show, but none of what has happened so far with LaMelo Ball, from the Rookie of the Year to the All-Star in the second season to the triple doubles that he's accumulated, none of that was a given for him coming in the league. Certainly there were lofty expectations if you're a top 3 draft pick, but he wasn't consensus number 1 overall draft pick. He wasn't a LeBron James type of figure coming into the league where the coronation had already happened. He had to earn it, and he had some serious concerns put upon him when he was drafted, and he has allayed all of those concerns and achieved a lot. And none of the rest of his ascension, I think, is a given. He still has to want it, go out and achieve it. I'm confident he will, but I think it's so often when these players do these kinds of things, we like to look back on it and go, well, yeah, I mean, obviously he did all of that. No, it wasn't. It wasn't obvious. It has been, even though we know what he's capable of, it's still surprising whenever players go out there and do all of these things.
So many people had their doubts. The Charlotte Hornets might have drafted James Wiseman had he been available. He was one of the guys, and Anthony Edwards was number 1 overall. Now, Anthony looks like a future star too, but LaMelo was immediately. And, it's kind of funny, maybe not so immediately, because remember in game 1, he played 15 minutes against the Cavs and came up with a goose egg in the scoring column. Didn't score a single point in his NBA debut, and then still goes on to win Rookie of the Month after Rookie of the Month until he eventually gets injured. Yeah, a lot of questions, especially on his shooting. And what does he do the first game of the second season? Hit 7 of 9 3-pointers in a comeback win over Indiana.
No big deal. No big deal. Not the only achievement that he's had in his young NBA career. My next fact is that he is the youngest player to ever get a triple-double, and breaking a record set by Markelle Fultz. And he acquired that triple-double, Walker, in his 10th game as a Charlotte Hornet, and he did it off the bench. He ended the game with a triple-double, 22 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists in a victory over the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah. Pretty neat stuff.
A lot of the LaMelo is the youngest since blank stats for him in his short career so far. And when you compare it to the names that are on that list as well, like LeBron, like Magic, some of the
he's in a lot of those fun greats. Like StatMuse tweets that put him in very elite territory.
One of the things that we're going to have to continue to see him improve on in order to really reach elite territory is half-court offense, maybe upping his PPG per game, and that's going to come along. Certainly your third year, you are so young. You are only just 21 years old as you turned a couple of days ago. But one thing he's already shown that he is one of the very best at is passing. And my favorite pass of all time, I think you share this with me, but my favorite pass of all time is the behind-the-back pass to Mason Plumlee from midcourt, because it shows the precision even from a crazy distance when he didn't even have a great handle on it. So remember, he's going after a loose ball. This is very early in the game, January 8th of this past season against Milwaukee. Finally gets a little bit of control on it. And what does he do as soon as he gets that? Behind-the-back pass from midcourt on the money to Mason Plumlee for an easy slam dunk. I have that in one of my favorite 21 moments /facts.
So listen, it was a fantastic pass. I watched a replay of it recently, and I can't even it breaks my brain, because even as I'm watching it, I know that Mason Plumlee catches the ball, but as I'm watching, I'm going, that's a turnover. It's got to be a turnover. It's going out of bounds.
It was a loose ball.
It's in the stands.
It was a loose ball. Yeah.
It was crazy. When it leaves his hands, I'm like, no, that was just wild. That's a wild pitch. That's going in the stands. It's a turnover. No, it's crazy. It's an incredible pass, but I will say my favorite pass of all time is any fast pass at an amusement park. Like if I'm going to an amusement park, I'm getting the fast pass. Here's the thing. If you're vacationing, you're already throwing down a lot of money. I would say wait to go to that amusement park until you can have that much money plus whatever it takes to get the fast pass. Because why would you spend all that money to go to a Disney World or wherever, Six Flags, or wherever you're going to end up going? Why would you spend all of that money to get there, do the thing, and then spend most of it in line? Like have a terrible time because you're spending it in line. Get the fast pass.
No, 100% agree. Maybe not on a weekday if you're able to go during that time, but on a weekend, it is a must. Go ahead and pony up for the fast pass. The other LaMelo honorable mention pass that I have, do you remember the underhand full court pass to Gordon Hayward? I think that was his rookie season. Oh, yeah. It was full court. You can go look that one up, too, but that was an amazing one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it fell from the sky. It was a little rainbow kind of thing. It's like, oh, my God, how did it find? And it was exactly like he could have been. I'm sure he thought maybe about being a quarterback, right? I mean, he has that kind of touch on those passes that maybe – there was once for a split second of time thinking about being a quarterback. I don't know. All right, let's see. I'm scrolling. Well, we can talk about some money here. I did pull this out. This is from allstarsrewards.com. His net worth is estimated to be around $20 million. Cha-ching!
Which is more than other rookies because he's been doing this. I think it's unique for LaMelo. I don't know if it's not even just rare. I think LaMelo is kind of one of one. He is the rare when it comes to this player having seen so much stardom before he even enters the league. Some names that come to mind, like LeBron is different, so maybe not unique. Like LeBron's a little bit different, but also I don't know if you had the management where LeVar Ball has already gone through this with Lonzo, right? Like that's how LeVar rose to stardom. And LaMelo's a freshman in high school. I don't know if LeBron achieved the national type of attention that LaMelo did that early. LeBron certainly did in high school and certainly did regionally. But LaMelo having that national attention, remember he scored 100 points, cherry picking as like a freshman in high school. Yeah, I mean, they already came in with a lot of fame into the league.
Yeah, there's a lot of cachet of being a member of the Ball family, and of course he played overseas, so he's got, and he didn't even need to do that to have probably some international love, but he did play overseas in Australia and Lithuania. But I'm surprised. I was surprised this season when we were looking at the All-Star votes that he wasn't getting more votes, because we've seen certain players come into the league that have an outsized following that they didn't like earn via a long college career or, getting into the NBA and having a long career and accumulating fans with success that way. We've seen a couple of players be able to sort of hack the system by having that international following and a national following. And LaMelo doesn't quite have that yet. He's going to have to achieve playoff success with the Charlotte Hornets, I think, to rise to the level of like an automatic starter in an all-star game. Like he's not there, and the following so far is not going to get him there. It's going to be through success with this team or whatever team he ends up playing with in the future.
Yeah, and one of the ways that he could do that is with my number 6 favorite moment / fact. It's when the Hornets beat Milwaukee again, by the way. What's crazy, that behind the back pass came against Milwaukee January 8th, and that was in a victory at the Spectrum Center. They play Milwaukee again a couple of days later, and the Hornets beat Milwaukee. LaMelo hits the floater going to his left to win the game against the Bucks. It was 99 all. LaMelo then takes Wesley Matthews off the dribble, gets a great look. Maybe you would expect him to kind of rise up straight up and go through a jump stop, but instead he keeps rolling to his left, hits it with about 15 seconds left, and the Hornets win 103-99. So that's like the quintessential shot I think of right now that LaMelo's hit in order to beat a big-time opponent and come up with a big-time moment.
Going to need probably a few more of those next season, right? I mean, they might be playing some close games. They might need big scoring outputs from LaMelo every once in a while. He hasn't scored 40 points in a game yet. That, I think, will have to occur next season if the Hornets have any chance of making a surprise playoff push. All right, I mentioned in my last fast fact that he played overseas for an Australian NBL team. I don't know if this is the correct way to pronounce it, but I'm going to give it a shot here. The Illawarra Hawks. Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, we're going to go with that. Perfect. All right, so I found some interesting what's that?
You can just call them the Hawks if you want to. I know how to pronounce that.
The Hawks, the NBL Hawks. So LaMelo played for them. He also tried to buy the team.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
And a lot of people reported that he did buy the team. And it looks like maybe his representation or somebody got ahead of themselves a little bit, because he actually tried to buy the team but failed. Instead, a consortium, including former Philadelphia 76ers general manager Brian Colangelo, won the license for the team. So LaMelo tried to buy a team, but not quite yet. He can't join Michael Jordan yet in owning a professional sports franchise.
All right, I'm gonna stop mine. I've only got a few more. I think you have maybe a couple more than I do. Do you want to release one more? Or do you want to empty them all out in the third segment?
No, we can go with the rest. We need to count them up. Make sure we're only doing 21. I don't want to give 22 before he's 22.
If you read all of yours and I read all of mine, then we'll have 22. I've got 9, you have 12, or 21, I should say. I've got 9, you have 12. Should be 21. Should be good.
I was promised there would be no math.
Oh, well, you asked for it. Look, I did mine, right? I held up my end of the bargain. You did too. You did even more. So I'm trying to give you credit. Let's empty them all out in the third segment. So coming up next on the Locked On Hornets podcast.
Don't go to sleep on the Hornets just yet.
We have plenty more facts to get to. Doug's coming up with the fun ones that are way more important than mine, and I'll just put out there some of my favorite moments as well. But now, before we talk about BetOnline, it's the fastest and the easiest way to check in on all your betting needs. You can find all your favorite sports and events at the #1 online source for odds, lines, and games. You can find reviews and news of every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all your sports wagering information. From live in-game betting, scores, and podcasts, they have you covered. Head to BetOnline today or use your mobile device to learn more about the action happening today. BetOnline, where the game starts. More LaMelo Ball coming up next. Locked On Hornets.
You are listening to the Locked On Hornets podcast.
Kemba is out. LeBron got kicked out. Wade is old. Pop is a genius.
Don't give up on social media, Doug. You just got to be social.
Oh, that's real nice.
Get more Hornets analysis on LockedOnHornets.com.
Doug, I'll let you scroll. You can lead us off with this one. What is your next favorite moment or fact about LaMelo Ball?
I just want to say that this has been really fun. Like I've learned a lot. I did not know a lot of these facts, and including this one from Bulls Wire. So during the end of episode promo for the next edition of Facebook's Ball in the Family, the Big Baller brand CEO reveals that he and his wife came close to naming Melo London because that's where the couple spent their first time together out of the country. This would have been during LeVar's stint playing international football, not soccer, international American football.
London Ball would have also been good. LaMelo's great. London Ball, you could have had a lot of.
But
play
you wouldn't have gotten
that.
the that's nice.
Yeah, you all of them right. LiAngelo, Lonzo doesn't have the love, but yeah.
Right. I guess London, but if we're talking about syllables here, I guess if you went London.
Right. We are dissecting that very much. So I will say that it's interesting they did not go with London, but they did go with La France. So they were going to get something European into that name for LaMelo.
And I just saw some pictures of LaMelo celebrating his 21st birthday, and he has, I don't know if this is like a line of merch that he has going on right now, but he does have an LF logo and like a La France mark. So I don't know if he's like releasing that stuff, but he's definitely trying to make his middle name also part of the brand. It's all about branding, Walker. It's why, Big Swig, we look for the t-shirts coming out on TeePublic pretty soon. Getting swiggy with it. Branding. Trying to make some money here.
Which one should you got to go with getting swiggy with it. That's the t-shirt if you're going to release one.
Yeah. I got all kinds of t-shirts.
Yeah, you're going to have 15 t-shirts if you just want to have any one of your catchphrases. Some of them we forgot. We need to bring it back. We haven't said stangin' in a while. Like you get a new one.
Stangin'. Topo!
Well, yeah, you get a new one and then the other ones go to the wayside. So really, it's actually a pretty good business model because then you need to keep up with the times. And so you might get some of these other catchphrases. They're no longer relevant because you don't say them anymore. You've already moved on. Getting swiggy with it is only going to be relevant for another week or two, and then you're going to find something else, and you won't have the dramatic sips of the coffee. All right, let's go to, you mentioned the All-Star game. Felt like that needed to be put in here. His performance was impressive. That one play, the alley-oop to DeJounte Murray, that was really cool. So LaMelo's stat line for Team Durant, 7 of 11 from the field, hit 4 of the 8 threes that he attempted, 18 points. He was the third leading scorer behind Joel Embiid, who had 36. Devin Booker had 20 on Team Durant. So LaMelo being the third leading scorer, just really cool on a national stage to get that vote, being the first alternate, rolling in, putting out a great performance when everybody's paying attention, should be noted here in the 21 best facts/moments.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this DeJounte Murray, Paolo Banchero beef. They're dusting it up in one of these like summer leagues. They were getting into it, and I think LaMelo needs a rivalry like that, right? He needs to dust it
just
up.
Just an individual one, a player rivalry.
Yeah, well, I think people really love to play up his matchup with Trae Young, but either it's interesting when they play one another. One will have a bad game. it's typically Trae Young. But LaMelo has also had his share of bad games against Trae Young. So, but I think but more than just the performance, like I think he needs to, maybe it is Trae Young. I'm just saying LaMelo, maybe give him a shove every once in a while. Let's get a rivalry started.
Part of that is baked into the Hornets needing to be competitive because
and
no one's
not a dangerous shove. I'm not talking. Don't go out there and try to injure Trae Young, LaMelo. I know you're listening right now. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is just a little, little love tap when he's not like flying through the air. Let's get a little rivalry going. It's good for the brand. It's good for the brand. I mean, ask, Jordan had plenty of these, right? Just ask the boss about how these rivalries really can influence the brand. I mean, Isaiah Thomas still won't shut up about it.
You truly live in your own world. You're doing a show by yourself right now. It's amazing. It's all true, though. It's
listen, this is my only outlet. This is what I'm talking about. Like, you take a day off, it all builds up. You go to, you get to go to WFNZ, you get to have your show, and you get to talk about all kinds of stuff, Panthers, Charlotte 49ers. You just get all this out. This is my only opportunity, and I have to take advantage of it.
All right, well, take advantage of it again. I can't talk. All right, what's the next fact that you have? What's the next moment that you have for LaMelo?
I got a big website here, lots of cred. Real reporters here from Pinoy Box Break.
What? How do you spell that? What is that?
Pinoy Box Break.
I thought you were saying a type of wine. I didn't know that was a website.
Not
right?
Pinot. No, it's not Pinot Grigio. Pinoy. I mean, maybe that Pinoy. I don't know. Look, I don't know how to pronounce these things. As a freshman, he started for his high school team in Chino Hills, the Chino Hills Huskies, and they went undefeated 35-0 and captured the mythical national championship, which I love. I love winning a mythical national champ. It sounds like you won a national championship on the back of a winged griffin.
Of a centaur? Yeah.
Yeah. We won the mythical national championship. We climbed on the mountain. We slayed the dragon. We won the mythical
Mount Olympus and they won. Zeus only had 20 compared to LaMelo's 35 on great shooting. Take that for
He broke Zeus's ankles.
Yeah, Zeus didn't have a shot. Oh, talk about Hermes. Oh, you got wings on your feet? Try having the passing skills LaMelo has. Please.
He told Hercules, he said, give me that bleep. Let me rock.
Let me rock with it. Hey, they just needed, look, talk about big guys. You had Poseidon riding a wave on the court, and LaMelo still is able to get around those guys.
He told Poseidon, I'm going to beat that bleep's bleep.
Yeah, get out of my face, Poseidon. Zeus, here's a thunderbolt for your face, like hot, spicy nuggets. My next one, it's the Happy New Year gif. Remember when he answered the question, Ashley Shop? So this came, it was funny. The question was from Ashley on Bally Sports, asking his comments, what he might have to say to PJ Washington and Miles Bridges, who were not playing in that game due to injury. This was in a victory against the Indiana Pacers. Pretty big victory for them. Midpoint of the season, still trying to stay afloat in the playoff race. And all he did was, Happy New Year. And then he bounces. It was great. The GIF is fun. And the fact that it was kind of snarky to his teammates, right? I love it.
It was definitely trolling. Like LaMelo, that's the fun thing that he will do with the media is he will troll other players. And Ashley Shahamady, to her credit, has gotten him to open up in these sideline interviews. He said weirdly one time that like she was asking him like what powers him or something, and he's like H2O. That's just like he gives these weird because he's a kid. I mean, he's a fun, I hope he opens up a little bit more because there was some time like when he went to the All-Star weekend, it just didn't seem like when he got in front of the media, he was having a lot of fun. Now I know he just doesn't give it to the media.
Oh, I'll say this too. The most open I've seen him in a formal media setting, and the fact that it wasn't all that formal maybe is kind of the point here. But do you remember the one-on-one that he had with Del Curry, and all they were doing was shooting 3-pointers? They were just kind of going around
because he's a gamer. It's really like it's one of his only focuses.
Well, and he's in his element at that point. He and Del are just kind of shooting the bleep, shooting some shots, hanging out, talking about whatever Dell was asking him, and you were getting some real insight. You were getting some real engagement there from LaMelo. And then I think maybe that kind of ties to Ashley after a quarter or after the first half when he comes off of the court, still there, right? And Ashley's starting to, get a little out of him. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, and too, like it's kind of, I know he has, he's got this branding stuff. He's got some clothes, and obviously he's focused on his Puma shoes and things like that. But it is nice to see like a star player just really focusing on being a basketball player, not trying to come up with like 9 different careers that they also are trying to pursue while they are playing basketball. It's nice to see, oh no, LaMelo is just really focused on being one of the best basketball players in the world. The other thing that I'll say is that this show has been mad disrespectful to PJ Washington. I think it's his birthday today, and we don't have 24 facts for PJ.
Is that right? Oh no,
I think so. I think it is his birthday today.
No, because that's my guy. No, I'm sorry,
This is
PJ.
mad disrespectful. All right, we gotta go through these really quickly here.
All right, let's do
I'm just
it.
gonna reel them all. I'm gonna reel a few off here. I got 3 more. From Sportskeeda, again, we go back to Sportskeeda. He won an NBL Rookie of the Year award before winning an NBA Rookie of the Year award. So if you count that, and I have one more for you. He shared the Max Preps High School Freshman of the Year with Onyeka Okongwu. So he got Max Preps
Teammate.
High School Freshman of the Year. He was teammates. That's right. He won the NBL Rookie of the Year, and he won the NBA Rookie of the Year. So he's piling them up.
Which leads me to, yes, that was my inclusion, my last one, winning NBA Rookie of the Year. But even more so than just getting that title, if you go back and look, he was winning every single Rookie of the Month award. And it seemed like if he would stay healthy, he would win all of those awards. I don't know how many players have done that. I believe it's happened before, maybe once or twice. But I really thought LaMelo was going to win every single Rookie of the Month award. Gets hurt, hurts his wrist, is not able to attain that type of achievement. And then Anthony Edwards starts to ascend a little bit at the end. I always thought it was ridiculous based off of the total body of work in their first year that Anthony was even in the running. But some people felt like he should be Rookie of the Year. Anthony had 15 votes. LaMelo Ball had 84 first place votes.
Not enough people.
LaMelo had 465 of the max 495 that he could have earned. And so he was almost there. I mean, there's a path to him being unanimous Rookie of the Year. Not quite able to get it after his injury. Still, what an impressive rookie season that he had, even amongst some talented other guys like Anthony Edwards, and Tyrese Halliburton was very good.
Pretty amazing. All right, here we go. Fact number 20. LaMelo and Lonzo became the first brothers to both be drafted in the top 5. And finally, number 21 facts for LaMelo Ball's 21st birthday. He is a big fan of Rick and Morty, the cartoon that's on Adult Swim. I like Rick and Morty a lot as well. LaMelo and I share that. Maybe we could share it together someday. You know, watch an episode or 2 together. I'd love that. Give me a call, LaMelo, if you're listening. We'll hang out. We'll watch the season premieres coming up in a couple of days. And LaMelo tweeted about it. One of his shoes is an ode to Rick and Morty. Now, my question for LaMelo would be, okay, you're a fan of Rick and Morty. I get that. Are you also an existentialist? Are you a nihilist? There's a lot of nihilism, a lot of existentialism, a lot of big thoughts, a lot of big philosophies contained within this show. I would love to know if LaMelo Ball believes that nothing matters, that we are all specks of dust in an unimaginably large universe, and that everything that we do is meaningless. I would love to know that.
Yeah, well, then maybe you could talk to him about that when you guys hang out and watch the show. If you want to, you can put your cell phone number out there so LaMelo, who's listening, can then call you and hit you up to try to set that date.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I don't ascribe to any of that. I think everything we do is me. I think every big swig that you take in this world means something to someone. Now, make sure to go to tpublic.com and check out, coming soon, the Getting Swiggy with a t-shirt.
All right. Thanks for making Locked On Hornets your first listen every day. We appreciate you hopping on with us. Now make your second listen, Locked On NBA, and get up to date on the latest news.
I've completely thrown you. You're trying to do this outro right now. I've completely thrown you. Every swig throws you off.
Well, no, I'm used to it for the most part.
It is your kryptonite. It is your swig tonight.
I've got an 80% hit rate on when you're talking in the background while I'm trying to talk myself. This is one of the 20% moments that I'm not actually going through this in a fluid motion. But trying this again for your second listen, get up to date on the latest news and rumors in the NBA in just 30 minutes every day with Locked On NBA. Locked On NBA, your daily NBA update in just 30 minutes. Go to TeePublic. Get your Getting Swiggy with a t-shirt from Doug Branson. Until then, have a great rest of your day. We will be back with you tomorrow.